At the end of the episode, obviously Nick tries to date rape Cheryl, and the Pussycats never comes to her rescue.
Yes.
So what did that mean to you, getting to show that kind of scene?
It meant a lot. I feel like, I mean, we all know what's going on right now, currently, and our society tends to preach politeness and, you know, kind of staying quiet. And I think that, coupled with the fact that girls are often pitted against one another and we don't stand up for each other, and I think it spoke volumes for all of us to get together and go and save Cheryl the way that she needed to be saved. Oftentimes that doesn't happen, and I'm happy that we were able to show that strength. You know, I never advocate violence whatsoever, but sometimes when you're in a situation you have to make a choice, and sometimes that choice is forcible. So I think that the way that we handled it was good. It kind of gave us this like girl power, especially us being in like our freaking like performance outfits and our heels, and we're like fucking this kid up. It was great. Because he deserved it. He deserved to get that ass whipping. Excuse me, I'm sorry if that's too much, but I really enjoyed that scene because it was empowering. And it showed a camaraderie and a togetherness that I feel like women don't often have, especially young women. You know, we are kind of told to like look pretty and make sure your hair is nice and make sure your makeup looks good and make sure you have cute glasses and cute clothes. It's all about how you look. And then when unfortunate things find us, we are then often blamed and no one is there to protect us. So I think that the way that we did it was really good, and I'm glad that I got to stomp him out.
Was it satisfying that there wasn't the kind of obligatory, like, oh, do we really believe what's going on here, that it just jumped right into?
Yes, I do, 100%. I think the way that it was written and the way that we were able to tackle it handled that particular point very clearly. It was like, we don't have time to think, we know what's going on. We saw that there was a little bit of wavering happening before they left, and then when we went to find her and saw it was, you just have to, you don't have time to think. It's like, nope, go, it's go time. Let's get him, let's get her out of there.
What can you tease about how the parents of Riverdale are going to be reacting once the truth about Nick St. Clair comes out?
Some parents handle it really well. That's a lie. No, they all handle it poorly. You know, they make decisions that are going to affect not only them, but the kids. And sometimes being a parent is really hard. And if you're a crazy parent, it makes it even harder. That's all I can say.
We know this civil war is brewing between the north side and the south side, and Josie's in a really unique position with her mother as the mayor. Is that something we get to see, maybe, do we get to see her perspective on this at all moving forward?
There isn't much of a perspective from Josie's point of view. You'll definitely see more from Mayor McCoy. She gets more tied up into it because of the position that she's in and because of the deals that she made previously during the first season. I imagine that more of that will come to light to Josie as we move on throughout the season. But right now, she's still pretty blind to what's going on.
Can you preview a little bit about the fallout from using the jingle jangle at the party?
We definitely get in trouble. There's definitely like there's a big talk that happens, and we are punished because of it. And then I think from that punishment, like more mystery happens, more things are discovered and talked about. But Josie's definitely not happy about it.
Were you surprised by that scene? Because that's really the first time we see some of the main characters using Jingle Jangle.
You know, I was. I had to make a choice because it definitely did come out of the blue. You know, it may have been something that's normal for Veronica to partake in, you know, in her previous life and her party days in New York. But, you know, we're a small town, you know, and some of these kids I wouldn't have readily assumed would partake in it. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have some tissue? My nose is running just a bit. I'll take a dirty napkin. Thank you.
Wow. That's really fast.
Brand new. I definitely had to make a choice, you know, realistically, if Josie is in this position with these friends and now they're talking about doing drugs, is she gonna do it? And I actually had a conversation with Lee Tolan Krieger during the second episode of the first season. And his idea of Josie was like, you know, she's the girl that listens to all the grunge, dirty rock music and kind of sneaks out after her mom is asleep and might be partying all night and then comes home and like washes her face and goes to school. Nobody knows this other life that she lives. So I decided to take that moment and be like, you know what, let's just let Josie have some fun. And it might be a shock for everyone that she's actually enjoying this. And it's like, yeah, sure, let's do some jingle jangle. You know, that's the way that I approached it, and I hope that people can see it for what it is, because that's what kids do sometimes, you know, it's not right, but sometimes it happens.
Last question.
Obviously, the 2 times that we've seen you kind of go out like that,
Yeah.
it's both been with Veronica.
What you trying to say?
Is that something that you think Mayor McCoy is going to draw those kinds of conclusions?
Yes, absolutely. And quite frankly, as far as I know, well, no, she does. She finds out about it all. No, Mama McCoy is not happy about it at all. But I'm not sure that that's going to deter Josie. I think, you know, characteristically speaking, I would imagine that doing something like that in front of her friends who've never seen her do it might make her think, yeah, I don't know, I'll take a little walk on the wild side. Could be fun, but we'll see.